So it's such a nice day outside. I decided to go for a walk to the auto parts shop because my car is not working. And I spent like the last hour trying to diagnose whatever the issue is. I think I figured it out. I think my car needs some oil. I don't know that for a fact, but it won't let me measure the oil. It doesn't have a dipstick, so I have to use the onboard computer. And it says it won't let me do it. And I tried, actually, right before it wouldn't let me do it, it said that I was due for an oil change in 600 miles, which is weird because it's not due for an oil change for another like 4 months, which is crazy. And that kind of, clicked something in my brain. The crankshaft, all the error codes that it was giving me, crankshaft related. And I was like, you know what? What if it doesn't have any oil? And it thinks it's a crankshaft because crankshaft is putting in a lot of work. And could be that. So I'm going to go to the auto parts shop, pick up maybe 4 things of oil, put down one, see what happens, put down another, see what happens. And then hopefully by the third one, it's working better. And if by the third one, it's working better, I'll know that I needed oil. And then I'll put down the 4th one. And I think my car needs like 6 things of oil from what I looked up. I have to double check, double down. But I think that's what it needs. But at least I'm getting my steps counts in, I did my cardio this morning. I'm technically supposed to be getting ready to go to the gym right now, but I can't because my car won't turn on. Well, it'll turn on. The engine's not working. I don't know what it exactly is. It's happening, but yeah. But more steps in. I don't know how long it's going to take me to get to the auto shop store. Maybe another 5-10 minutes. It's not that far away, to be honest, but I mean, here's an extra like 20 minutes of cardio, which I need to do anyway. So it's a win-lose situation. I'm winning my cardio, but I'm losing from the actual workout that I wanted to do. Speaking of workout, I'm literally at Planet Fitness right now. I don't work out at Planet Fitness, but I mean, Planet Fitness is right here. Got the oil. Don't think this is the right oil, but I'm also probably going to trade out my car in the next month. So as long as I get the car to work, I'm perfectly fine with it. Like I was supposed to look for an oil that says, Euro cars, because that's what I'm used to finding or buying in long life. I forget what it was, but wasn't able to find what I wanted. So the 530, hopefully that works. Now it's time to make this walk back, man. I spent 30 minutes inside the shop trying to find the right oil. It might be just because I'm clueless, but I don't think all 530 or 5W30s are the same, like the oil type, which is why I was looking for the one that says Euro car specifically. I was looking for one that was approved by BMW. Wasn't there, but I'm sure they would have it at AutoZone because that's usually where I go. But this auto parts place was closer, so that's why I'm here. I really hope my phone does not end up falling wherever I put it. All right, so we got 5 quarts in here. Apparently the car needs 6. We're just gonna go 1 quart at a time. This is the first time I actually bought a funnel to do this. Let's see. How much should I put in there so far? Almost a quart. All right. Still not a quart. All right, that should be 1 quart right there. Yep. I don't know if it's missing oil or not. It's really hard to tell. right now I'm just letting it run just to see if it can circulate some of the oil that I put in there. If it's completely drained, then I might need to put some more for it to circulate a little bit more, but I think that's what I need to do because nothing's changed. Oh crap. Nothing has changed. So I need to add more oil. I really hope this is the issue. I feel like adding a quart and a half. I'm going to end up putting the whole thing in there, and I'm afraid that this is not the issue and that I'm over flooding my engine with oil. I've done that once in the past when I didn't know what to do. I only put like 1 or 2 quarts in there, and it was enough to over flood it. And damn, Ellie, the car would not move. I was trying to accelerate, but it would not accelerate. It was going like 10 miles an hour. It was done for. So I'm hopefully that doesn't happen here. But if it does, I know that was the issue, that I put too much oil in there. So but let's go ahead and shut this off, and actually let me see if I can turn this back on and see if anything different happens. All right. This time it didn't struggle as much to turn on, so I think that's a good sign. Let me put more oil in there. That's a little over a quart. Just a little more. All right. I really hope that it turns on just fine this time. Well, actually, it's got to, filter through. So let's find out. No. It's not turning on now. Fuck me. That's not good. That's not good at all. Did I close it right? All right. I think I flooded the engine. It's not turning on now. I'm fucking screwed. Somehow I was able to get it on. I opened up the gas tank thing, and the only reason I did that is because at one point the car that I flooded, before I flooded it with oil, it wasn't turning on. Something weird was happening, and opened up the gas tank cover thing, closed it back up, and somehow that made it work just fine. I don't know what, but it is what it is. But maybe the same thing just applied here because I was able to turn it on. It still struggled, but I mean, it's working fine right now. Like, the speedometer is still going up and down, not as high as it was earlier, but like, hopefully right now all the oil is just circulating, warming up the engine. So I might just have to give it a minute before we decide what to do next. It's a few days later since all those clips you just saw. I know this is not my usual type of content, but I wanted to show that I'm still being on top of things. My car may not be working, but I was able to do my cardio. I got the gym at my apartment complex, and I stuck to that. I'm still losing weight. I'm still on track. I'm still eating the things that I need to be eating. And, life is going to happen. And I'm still trying to be on track as much as I can, because the further away I am from being on track, the less likely or less easier it's going to be to get back on track, if that makes any sense. So I want to be as close to the right path as possible and continue doing what I'm doing, because that's just going to make it easier when my car's fixed, and it is what it is. What ended up happening was some animal got inside my engine bay under the hood and chewed up the wires. That is crazy. That is the last thing I thought was going to be wrong with my car. And I'm hoping that's just the only issue. We just connect the cables back up. Something I'm going to be working on this weekend. But last thing I thought was going to happen. I had a buddy, reached out to him, going to pay him to switch out the crankshaft sensor. You know, it's going to take some time. You know, it's just way around cars. So I was going to have him do it, but then I found the chewed up wires, which is crazy. So I'm guessing that's why like the sensor's not working, because it's not connected to the sensor. The wires aren't there. So anyways, thank you for watching. If you haven't already, go ahead and subscribe to the channel to continue watching Project Abs. My abs are somewhat showing now, more than they were before. You know, I still got to work on them, but that's more for the next video. Again, thank you for watching. Subscribe if you haven't already. Hit the playlist, whatever it's at, more on my face, to go to the next video.